so we can be free.
Hey guys, Muslimco here, and if you don't recall in the previous video, if you haven't watched that, I recommend that you go watch it. They should be all in a playlist. In the previous video, we actually created this repository, and this episode will be setting up our basic HTML setup and template that we'll be using pretty much for every file, and I'll be going over a little bit of basic use of Materialize-CSS. And yeah, let's get right into it. You should already have your own repository set up, and if you haven't, remember, once again, go watch the previous video. Skip around a bit, it's a little long, but whatever. XAMPP, issue docs, this is where I save mine, if you remember. Coding for Scrubs, that's my tutorial. We're going to create a new text document. I'm going to title this index.php. Yes. We're going to open it with Atom. There we go. And now what we're going to do is set up the basic, well, first we're going to enable XAMPP. XAMPP, that's how you say it, not XAMPP. Pretty sure you say XAMPP. That's what I say, at least. I like that better than XAMPP, it takes too long. XAMPP control panel. Okay. Just about started. Give it a sec. Alright, so now what you're going to want to enable is Apache, which is your web server, and with XAMPP, which is the whole reason I got XAMPP instead of just Apache, it's a lot, well, two reasons. One, it's a lot easier to use, right there, done, that's it. It's already installed, set up, everything. And two, Apache already has PHP enabled and installed, which is what we really need since this file is titled .php and not .html. And also we're going to be using some PHP functions and stuff later on in this series. And you can see these ports are being used. Now if you have Skype enabled, what you're going to want to do is go into the settings tab, and then you're going to hit advanced and then connection. I can't show you because I don't want to show my Skype right now, but you're going to go into Skype, going to go into settings, you're going to go into tools or advanced menu or something, and then you're going to hit connection, and then you're going to uncheck the place where it says use ports 80 and 443 for file transfer, something like that, because this is required, and then you're going to restart this because Apache needs those parts. And other people can't actually access this. If you want other people to access this, you're going to have to port forward this, but we don't need to do that because we're just going to use it localhost. MySQL files, Mercury, Tomcat, none of that matters to you right now, but we might be using MySQL later on if I decide to do tutorials on how to use PDO, which is how to use MySQL in code, raw, and FileZilla is like FTP server, but you don't need any of that. All you need right now is Apache, and you can exit this. Don't worry, you didn't stop. It's still running right here in XAMPP in the background. You can see this. If you right click it, it shows all the ones that are running. You can stop it, start from here, shows /hide, or if you just double click it, it'll come up too. Or double right click, but just double left click was perfectly fine. Alright, so now let's do this. This is how I like doing it. So, because every single tag, these are tags, that's a tag right there. Every single tag that you make has to have a closing tag. Always. Except for some minor, rare occurrences that you want to, like, maybe it's more complicated, but it's not for loops and stuff, like, they close it for themselves, and it's complicated. That doesn't matter right now. But for now, just go by the rule that everything must have a closing tag. So what we're going to do is set up the basic template. Now here's how I like doing it, so I don't ever forget the closing tag. Open, close, open, close. Now we're going to do /HTML. Slash means closing tag. No slash means opening tag. HTML is the basic thing that we're going to be structuring our unit around. That's what it's supposed to be. Now we're going to hit enter right there. We're going to have another line. Now we're going to have two more, and then /head. Yeah, head. Now enter. And then we're going to do /body. And body. Typing fast is pretty much a requirement for this because you gotta type really fast to do this stuff. Alright, so now what we can do is, well, let's just run you through the basics. I recommend that you use FreeCodeCamp because that definitely teaches you a lot of things that you're going to need to know for this stuff, like basic HTML use, CSS, such. excuse me. How about we start off with a simple divider. Is this a section on the page? You don't even need this divider, but we're going to be using this later on in this tutorial, so I recommend you do it right now. And then we're going to put a header. Now there's lots of these, and you can do like H1, H2, H3. I think it's up to H5 or H6, and they get smaller and smaller. And some of them have the first few have bold, I'm pretty sure, and the other ones don't. And if they don't have bold, you can also do /strong and strong, and then type text here. But I don't want to use strong. I'm just going to type title here, because that's the header. And now if we look at the website, and to get to the website, like I said, it's localhost. So localhost / hold on, this is, oops, localhost :80 / oh, I didn't spell it right. Okay, that makes a lot of sense then. So we can do get repos, coding for scrubs, and then here it is. Here's our index.php. And since it's called index, you gotta call it index. That's the home page. If I call it something else like AS, I don't know, then it's not gonna find it. You gotta go to it manually. See, AS.php. You're not gonna do that. You're gonna want it to be the home page. So index, just remember that index is always the default page. And there we go. Clearly this is not pretty. This is very ugly. What we're gonna do is make this look pretty. We're gonna add a header. In this video, we're gonna add a header, a footer, and what was it? Basic column use, basic grid use of Materialize-CSS. So we're gonna hit getting started, or you can just hit that big red get started button on the home page, whichever one suits you, whichever one floats your boat. We're going to scroll down to when it hits setup, or just hit setup. Actually, no. We're going to scroll down until you see CDN. CDN means Content Delivery Network. That's what it stands for. It does pretty much. It's pretty self-explanatory. It does what it says to do. What it says it does. My bad. Can't speak. It basically hosts the files for you, so you don't have to download this. If you really, really want to download it, I don't recommend it, but whatever. If you want to download it, feel free to download it and then import it yourself. I'm not going to be showing you how to do that right now. It's not that much harder. Pretty much what you do is instead of href and a link, you put the href and then the path to the actual file in your directory. But just for the sake of this tutorial, this is just a lot easier. So we're gonna copy this. Hold on, I don't think I copied it. Control-C to copy, and then we're gonna put this in head. Make sure it goes in head. Don't put it here. Don't put it. Make sure it's in head. Also, make sure you have correct formatting. I'm not using spaces. I'm using tabs. Some developers prefer spaces. I prefer tabs. Whatever floats your boat. But continuity. If I can again talk, continuity is important. You gotta have the same thing throughout. You're gonna want tabs or spaces. 2 spaces, which looks like this, or just tab, which is the same thing actually. Alright, so now we're going to paste that code that we got in. Actually, no. First we're going to do a quick little comment. To do comments, since this is HTML, you do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go. And then this is how I do it. And 2 spaces, and type your comment. This won't be used as the HTML, write whatever you want. If you have like a little note, a little snippet of code that you want to put here for later use in the code, feel free to put it here. Just make sure you have the closing tag, which is this, and the opening tag. So now we're going to title this Materialize-CSS. Once again, this doesn't matter, but it's just, I like making sure that I remember everything. And I make sure that I remember everything that I'm putting out. I'm declaring that this is Materialize-CSS. It doesn't have to be there. I like it there. And also, here's where that plugin that we installed in episode 1, the intro video, you should go watch it to see how to install it. Here's where it comes in. Hold left Alt and press the up arrow key, or down arrow key, up arrow key. Now we're gonna hit tab. There you go. Now everything's, actually no, one more tab. There you go. Now everything's formatted. Now we don't want this space. We don't want that space either. And also we want to add this right here. Import Google icon font. We're gonna use that for icons. Perhaps we won't use it in this specific tutorial, but it's just good to have. Let's put that there, and then right there, right there, right there. There you go. Now you can save. And now if you look, just slightly different. Just a slight difference. Now it's using Roboto font, which is a font that's used by Google Material Design, and it's imported and implemented into Materialize-CSS. Now what we're going to do is look at components. You might think this is cheating. No, it's not. You have to learn somewhere. Copying and pasting is basically one of the best things to do. Just don't steal other people's codes, but always feel free to look at other people's codes, unless they say that you don't want to. Just don't go slipping around in other people's codes if they don't permit you to. That can cause some troubles, lots of troubles, and especially if you copy them without their permission. So now, since these are provided to us to actually copy and use ourselves, and we don't have to copy them because they're actually given to us to show us how to use them. What we're going to do is look at the nav bar, and there are some different examples of nav bars that we can have. I'm going to use just the default one right here. If we copy this and paste this into body, we're going to create a new div, and we're going to have a separate space just to divide it. I like having little sections. Once again, I'm using the wrong keyboard, my bad. Okay, now paste it in. That didn't format, so there you go. And yeah, so we're gonna face a problem. Look at this. If I refresh this, see, this is really, really irritating. This really irritated me for a really long time. See how the logo text is all on the left, right up against the wall. So is this. You can see there's supposed to be a little gap. If I hover above this, there's a small little gap. Small little gap. That was seriously bothering me. I couldn't figure out how to do that until I finally looked into this inspect element. Feel free to always use Google Developer Tools. Google Developer Tools, which is what this is called, is your friend. Just like Google is your friend, Google Developer Tools is your friend. You always want to look at other people's codes if you can't figure out how to do this. They actually didn't show us how to do this, but I had to look through this and I figured out how to do it. What you're gonna want to do is have, you know how we put the div? Now we're going to do div class equals row. Now we declare that this class is going to be a row. And now, since we have a class, since it's a row class, we can actually use more dividers inside it and set those to use specific amounts of space on the website. So call, I think it was S12, or yeah, S12. Now we're going to see where this ends. This is what I was talking about. You click it and then it underlines. Now we're going to open a new thing, /div. This is not aligned. Alright. Now, if you look at this, it's fixed. Oh, wait, no. Hold on. I did something wrong. Give me a second as I figure it out. Technical difficulties. Yeah, here, I'm just gonna look at this grid, which is what I'm gonna be getting into anyways. So you might as well come here anyways. This is a grid. Oh, right, I see. I think it was a container that I was supposed to have. Div class equals container. We're gonna put this right over here. And then it's always smart to just have a little message saying slash container. Let's just space this and this is bothering me. Alright, so that should have fixed it if I'm correct. Oh, no, it didn't. I'll get right back to you. Hold on. S1, S12, yes, S12. Yeah, I'll get right back to you. Alright, I found the issue. It was that I put the div thing to the wrong place. It's not supposed to be there. So let's always remove the closing one first, because if I remove this one, which one was it? Clearly we can tell, but see how it's assigned to a different one? We don't want to do that. What you want to do is select this, erase this div, and then this div. Now we can get rid of a tab from here, make sure you save after every single little edit, because who knows what can happen. Notepad++ actually cost me an entire freaking project before I started using GitHub, because Notepad++ just crashed in the middle of me coding, and it was mid-save. So I guess the way Notepad++ works is it deletes the file and rewrites it, and then after it deleted the file, it seems it didn't get a chance to rewrite it, and all the code was gone permanently. So I had to restart from scratch, and I was so triggered and pissed. Alright, so basically I looked at my old code, some from other projects. For example, this is my server status project. This is what I was talking about, PHP. This is really complicated. We're going to look at that later. Yeah, this is supposed to be inside here. I'm sorry, my bad. Nav wrapper, you can see indigo I put here. That's for the color. We'll be going over that shortly. Let's open a new div here. Div class equals call S12. Goes right here. /div. Tab that in just to make sure. Yep. Alright, it's gonna look a little drippy because I have the container. Container isn't supposed to be there. Container is supposed to be, just copying it. It's supposed to be down here. Right there. And then I'm just gonna move this little spacing error. And now it should look perfect. Yep. And now this is in the correct container, and this is perfect. Now we can edit this. We can do coding for scrubs. Coding for scrubs, and if you click this, it directs us to where the href is. Href in this thing is right here. We don't want that. We can just do slash. Well, actually we do want that, but I'll show you what doing slash does. Pressing that navigates me to slash. Basically it's basically navigating me to the domain and then a slash afterwards. That's what it's navigating me to. You can also navigate it to links like google.com. You gotta make sure that you put https / or little things that you're trying to go to a folder. A little derp right there. Yeah, there you go. We'll just keep it where it was. Okay, now we can do things like edit these little sections, and let's change all of these to pound because we really don't have any use for them right now. Let's just get rid of that as well, and then we can do about, and this one can be contact. This one can be I think that's it. Oh, portfolio. So sure, since this is kind of a portfolio website, I suppose, in sorts. All right. If you look in the CSS little drop-down menu, that's the drop-down menu. You can go to color, and these are actually different colors. Now, what you want to do is Google Material Design colors. First one. And you're gonna want to watch this video. You can also just look that up. Go to videos if you prefer YouTube. Right here, wait, no. This one, that one, third one. Or you can just go here. I prefer the YouTube one though, because this one you can't you can't seek through the time. You'll see what I mean. Yeah, copyright. Don't know about copyright, but I'm not trying. Yeah, so if you watch the video, it'll tell you information on which colors to use. Basically, you're going to use 500s for your main topic, 700s for nav bars, accents for like little buttons, like F-fab buttons and stuff like that. And let's change the nav bar. Oops. Let's change the nav bar to, these are the basic colors that we can use. We can use red, pink, purple, deep purple, indigo. Indigo is my favorite from this selection. Blue is pretty nice too. Blue, light blue, cyan, teal, green, light green, lime. I think we might use green or orange. Yellow, amber, orange, deep orange, brown, gray, blue, gray, black, and white. Black and white I don't think you should use, since they don't have any other of these. Also, Blu-rays doesn't seem to have any accents either for some reason. Interesting. Neither do these. I guess since these are like the dead colors. I put my quotes up, fingers up in the air. You couldn't see them. I was doing the quote things. Orange or green? I'm trying to choose orange or green. Green looks pretty nice, but I'm gonna go with orange. I'm gonna have to go with orange. Alright, so what we want is 700 since we're doing a nav bar. F57C00. Now if we look at here, red, orange, gotta find the right one. Orange, now it was F57C00. F57C00, C00 is the classes orange and darken 2. We're gonna copy this. Then simply put a space, paste that in. Make sure there's only one space, yep. And basically what this is doing is saying nav wrapper is the class that we're using here. Orange is also a class that we're doing here. And darken 2 is what we're adding to orange. There are 3 different classes, 3 completely separate classes. But they work together to create that. There you go, orange. And how about a footer? Footer. Components. Don't need this anymore. Footer. Just copy this little section. I can select it, right? Copied it. And now what we're going to do is after the container actually, we're going to put a little footer section. And we're just going to fix the spacing here because this is bothering me like crazy. Alright. What we want to do is, you know what, let's just look at it right now. This is how it looks. Clearly there's a little issue right there. Yeah, we're gonna have to work on that. That's a little more complicated, so I'm not gonna be going with that in this tutorial since it's supposed to be basics and it's already getting like really long for basics video. Let's see, what can we do? So if we look at one of my previous little sections of code, and yes, these are my sections of code, so yes, I will copy my own code. So we use the color tag, color class on the page footer thing, the footer itself. So we're gonna choose footer. I told you, well actually I didn't tell you which one is footer. I just use 500s. 700s didn't really seem to suit me very well. 500 seems pretty nice. I don't know. Maybe you're supposed to use 700s, but I'm not sure. I like 500s for footer. So open that new tab. By the way, to open a new tab, I could just hit middle click because I have once again I raise my mouse to the camera and my camera's off. Since I don't want to block any code that I do like over here. Colors, yes, orange. And yes, I'm very tired, as you can hear from my voice. It's 9:17, school night. Orange. What you want is a 500s. That should be normal orange. FF9800. FF9800, yep, it's just the normal orange class. Orange. So we're gonna copy this, put a space, make sure there's only one space, yep. Now, that's orange. See how, like, it has a nice little, I don't know, like, variety. See if we do, what is it, darken-2? Darken-2, yeah, right here, darken-2. It's just too bland. I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be darken-2, but feel free to use whichever one you want. But I don't know. It just, at least it looked better on my template website, which was a project that I was working on. I'm not gonna show you right now. You'll have to see when it comes out. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Oh yeah, let's use a little p tag. Oh yeah, we want to set this up for row. Class is row. In here, div class equals call s12 / div. Tab that in. And there you go. Now it has like a little margin and stuff. Now inside here, we can have p tags. Oops, don't want to do that. This is the website. Enjoy the video. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Oh wait, I can't use that. You can't use brackets. You go through some weird methods. And this and is because it thinks that it's part of some other code, but doesn't matter. Whatever. Alright, so yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna quickly push this to GitHub. You can see that everything that we worked on, nothing got pushed here because we didn't do anything. Git bash here. Just gonna check what has to be done. Git add dot git commit dash a dash m, and then to make it easier for you guys to look through, I'm just gonna title this episode 1. Hold on. Episode 1. No, wait, no. This is episode 2. My bad. Episode 2. Basic HTML setup and Materialize-CSS usage. And git push. Git status. Get it ready to enter when it finishes. Status, yep. And that should be. And yeah, so if you want to look at any previous commits, you can just click here, and then you can see every single line of code I added. You can even feel free to copy it, but I really recommend that you actually code it yourself. You can just hit view to see the completed version. Like, it won't show that. Pretty sure it's not gonna show. Oh wait, maybe it does show that specific commit. My bad. Alright. Yeah, boy. Feel free to make a fork of this, add your own edits, and then send a pull request. It would be greatly appreciated if anyone could help me with anything else that they thought that I missed out on or messed up on, or they want to add any more features and stuff. And yeah, feel free to work on any of my other projects, because also, yeah, this is the finished product from this episode. You should be ended up on anything like this, something that looks exactly like this. And these clearly don't do anything yet, none of these, because they all have the link set to this, and yeah, none of this matters. Alright. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, just as that paragraph told you. And yeah, peace. See you in the next one.